Hello, I'm Howie Sheriff, Director of You Call This Yoga, having the joyous opportunity to have an interview with one of our new board interns, Georgia Homsany. Georgia came to You Call This Yoga in 2020 and has become an integral part of our team. I'd like to share some questions with Georgia so that our community can learn more about her and what she's visioning for the near and distant future. So we'll welcome to our video blog series, Georgia Homsany of Daily Dose Wellness. Hello, Georgia.
Hi, Howie. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pretty inclusive community and you fit right in with your spirit and your wisdom.
Thank you.
And what we're trying to do is share who our team is in audio and video form instead of written, so that people might be interested in learning more about our organization as well as your business.
Great.
Yeah. So let's start with a little background. Tell us about you.
Sure. So I am a New Jersey native. I moved to the Raleigh area a little over 2 years ago from New York City. And I moved down here for nicer weather, cost of living, a lot of other reasons why people escape the craziness of New York and move south. So yeah, I love it here so far. My background is in marketing and brand management. And recently I moved into the corporate wellness space.
And so tell me about some of your experiences with corporate wellness. What's that venture been like over the last couple of years?
Sure. So I've always had a personal interest in wellness, probably for about 10 years now, but it's been more on the personal side. So when I left my company earlier this year, I thought, what can I be doing that would allow me to combine my corporate background with something I'm passionate about? So that's really where the idea came from. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like we spend so much of our time working that there's not enough resources that go towards helping people get through the workday, which then translates into how they are when they go home at the end of the workday. So yeah, that's really where the idea came from.
It could be one of those two-worded statements that can be an oxymoron, where corporate and wellness aren't necessarily confluent, and trying to bridge the gap between acquisition of health and acquisition of wealth. So I can appreciate, I know in my small business, which was a corporation, the corporation had to close because my health failed. So any other business is really contingent on people, and this is why this is valuable. Exactly. And with your new scope of bringing it to the entities, tell me about some of your vision for the near and intermediate future.
Sure. So the future, everyone wants to know what's going to happen in the future, and I don't think any of us actually know. But what's inspired me is just seeing how a lot of companies have transitioned their business with the pandemic. So originally, Daily Dose was started on the premise that we would be going in, doing in-person wellness services to businesses in the Raleigh area. And a lot of offices either haven't opened yet, or they're opening at partial capacity. So we've had to transition. So we've done things like offer the services virtually, which a lot of companies I think are adapting to do online yoga classes, such as You Call This Yoga. We'll have online nutrition seminars and that sort of thing. But we're also trying to think of other ways to get out the information to people. So one thing that we're doing is we're offering what we call breath breaks or yoga sessions or meditation segments that can be included in virtual conferences. So if you think about, a lot of conferences needed to start going virtual this year. So we're offering mini videos that the conference attendees can listen to in between the speakers. to really help reset them and, bring them back to a starting place before the next speaker. So that's one thing that we're doing. The next is we're offering a virtual health fair. So with a lot of these offices being closed this year, health fairs that normally took place in the fall in person have gone away, and a lot have just been canceled. So we're offering a 2-day event where people can listen in on different health topics and still get the information that they need to. So that'll be in October. So yeah, just a few different things that we're working on to pivot the business so that we're still able to help employees, even though they might not be physically in the office.
Yes, because just managing the stress of adjustment is part of a daily endeavor, and having more tools and also breaks from the technology, even though the classes are on the media, at least it's a break from the meeting setting, and it is a refreshing moment. So It's even more than a daily dose. It could be an hourly dose of wellness.
A double 2 days of daily dose.
And that's October 20 and 21.
Yes.
A Tuesday and a Wednesday. Prime production days of the week, but sharpening the saw is one of the 7 habits of highly effective people. So therefore, wellness is almost the lubricant for sharpening the saw.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good point, Howie, because I think there are some companies that still look at wellness as a nice to have versus a need to have. And what we're seeing with the pandemic is that people are home isolated. They have extra stressors. If they have, kids at home, they have to homeschool, or they're, working the same area as their spouse. So it's actually increasing people's anxiety and stress levels. And if you're a smart business owner, you know that if your employees are stressed out, they're not going to be able to concentrate on work as much as they would if they had a clear mind. So really, the types of services that I think both of our companies offer really give people a chance to clear their mind, reduce stress. And the thing about yoga, I don't think a lot of people realize, is that it's not just relaxing in the moment, but it really helps change your brain so that you're able to be more stress resilient in the future. So there are long-term effects, which then help not only your corporate life, but also your personal life.
Yes, I can testify. Meditating over the last 8 to 9 months, maybe 10 now, has added to my capacity to manage, which has been very taxed. So It's been integral, and having this breath break is a wonderful thought. I was at the dentist the other day and also read in the newspaper about how many cracked teeth exist that is out of proportion to the norm. And whether it's home crunching on food that one wouldn't usually eat in the office to, of course, clenching at night, there's also some other health diminution that's going on that also has a little epidemic element. So breathing can help relax the muscles and the brain. Mm-hmm. So it's very valuable. So back to the wellness event, can you give a little more detail about some of that?
Sure. As you mentioned, it'll be October 20th and 21st. It's open now for registration. It'll be $39 a person to attend, and that'll give you access to all the content that'll take place over the 2 days. And we'll be recording all the sessions. So if you can't attend every session live, then you will be able to access it for up to 30 days. But the topics that we'll be covering are ergonomics, so low-cost things you can do to set up your home office. We will have 2 nutritionists give an overview on immunity-boosting foods, and then a cooking demo for how to take those foods and make them into recipes. We will have meditation and yoga segments We'll also have someone explain how to start a meditation practice. If this is something that you're struggling to find time doing or don't know where to begin, we'll have someone walk you through how to start that. And then also yoga, talk a little bit more about yoga and why it's not just about touching your toes, but it's so much more than that. And an interesting thing I learned recently, Howie, is that when we think of yoga, we think of the exercise part of it, but it goes beyond that. And something as little as going to church or helping someone out is seen as a form of yoga. So that was something I didn't realize that I learned. So a lot of us are doing yoga in our daily lives, whether we know it or not. But yeah, those are some of the segments. And then we also have a financial advisor who's going to walk us through a segment on financial wellness, because that's a big thing that stresses people out these days. And I think that can be overlooked in the wellness pie, if you will. People think about physical health and mental health, but financial is a big one that a lot of people are interested in learning more about.
Oh yeah, uncertainty can be erosive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, another one, we're going to be talking about toxins in your households. And that one was mind-blowing when I saw the information there, because there's so many toxins that are in things that we're using every day, secret paper towels, things like that. So we'll have someone walk through different alternatives that you could be substituting out to have a healthier space that you're living in and products that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
And acupuncture. I'm a big proponent of acupuncture. So we'll do some acupressure points so people can understand what acupuncture is, how to do their own acupressure at home. So yeah, a lot of different topics we try to touch on.
Excellent. Well then, with all this going on, what drew you to You Call This Yoga?
Well, I love the mission, and obviously someone who feels passionate about yoga and the benefits of yoga. I love that You Call This Yoga has so many different types of yoga classes that they offer, because once again, I think there is that misconception that you need to be really fit or really flexible to do yoga, but you can do yoga sitting in a chair, or if you're elderly and have certain ailments, there's still different movements that you can do. And I like that You Call This Yoga offers such a range of classes, and they're free for people to attend. So there's really little risk there with joining a class. And I really believe in the mission just to really bring yoga to more people.
Thank you. It's been a joy to have your perspectives, because you are a marketing strategist, and just getting the message out, even if it's a healthy message, still takes a lot of insight and skill, and we do cherish the wisdom that you're bringing to the organization, and also the partnering to support you and advance your health fair and the vision beyond that. So this is what we as an organization strive to do, and we're thrilled to partner with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what about any other messaging for those that might be curious about your business venture and event, and what you might say to anyone curious about us?
Yeah, try a class, try a meditation app, just do something to get started. We're, able to do a lot in the privacy of our homes, which is nice, because it takes away that pressure of maybe needing to perfect a pose. You can practice in your home. So go on to You Call This Yoga's website. They have so many classes, and you can just get started with whichever one you feel more comfortable doing. So yeah, meditate and do yoga, and just a little bit just to get started. I mean, they call it a yoga practice or a meditation practice because it takes practice. No one's going to be perfect at it from day one. I even struggle with, making sure I'm meditating daily. I usually try and do it at least a couple times a week, but I will say that I notice a difference when I am meditating, that I have less stress, and when stressful situations come up, I'm able to handle them a lot better now. So yeah, just get started. Don't be afraid. And yeah, keep following Daily Dose. And you call this yoga for help and information to guide you along.
Thank you, Georgia. You said it so well. It's great. You're already on the team.
Thank you.
So
Excited
look forward
to see what's to come.
to learning more from the health fair and meeting your team, as well as the benefits of sharing our yoga programs. Thank you, Georgia.
Thank you.
More to
Thanks,
come.
Bobby. Okay. Have a good day, everyone.